Explainer: how do you outline a recession? Let us remember the ways Washington, whether the USA, the world's biggest economy, will slip right into a recession as a developing challenge for leader executives, the Federal Reserve, and the administration of President Joe Biden. But defining what a recession is, and predicting while it will show up, is not truthful. What is a recession? A recession is frequently described as 2 consecutive quarters in which the economic system shrinks in place of grows, however with plenty of caveats. The COVID-19 pandemic recession best lasted months, as an instance, the shortest cycle on record. Graphic: the COVID-19 recession and excessive frequency monetary signs. WHO determines recession. In the United States, the authentic name is made by using a panel of economists convened with the aid of the National Bureau of Economic Research, occasionally as tons as a year or more after the truth. The Personal Nonprofit Studies Group defines textual content equals %3 20 TEP, C20 NBERS, C20 traditional %20 definition, extract, C20 then %28 20 few %20 months recession as a extensive decline in financial activity. This is spread throughout the economy and that lasts a number months. While every of 3 criteria, intensity, diffusion, and period, needs to be met in my view to a few diploma, excessive situations discovered through one criterion may additionally partly offset weaker symptoms from any other, the group says. What is the SOM rule? There are different techniques to calling a recession, consisting of the employment-based SOM rule, named after former Fed economist Claudia Sohm, who created it to flag the onset of recession greater quickly than legit arbiters do. The rule states while the 3-month rolling common of the unemployment price rises a 0.5 percentage factor from its low, the economy has entered a recession. What is a shallow recession? Recessions come in many shapes. They may be deep, however quick, just like the pandemic recession, which lasted 2 months, however deleted 22 million jobs and dispatched the unemployment charge briefly to 14.7%. They may be deep and scarring, like the Great Recession or the Depression, taking a decade or longer for the hard work market to revive. Economists and analysts have lately flagged the opportunity that the USA is headed into a shallow recession, one wherein the economy contracts handiest marginally, and for a restrained time. Graphic: U.S. activity breakdown for the duration of the COVID recession. What is a growth recession? Another concept being mentioned through a few economists and analysts is the belief of an increase recession, in which monetary growth slows below the U.S. long-term increase fashion of 1.5 to 2% factors in keeping with 12 months, but does not agreement, at the same time as unemployment will increase. This is the state of affairs mapped out through some Fed policymakers of their forecasts this week. What's the link between inverted yield curve and recession? When the market fee for short-term borrowing exceeds that for a longer-term loan, it's miles called an inverted yield curve, and visible as a harbinger of a recession. Historically, at the least, some part of the yield curve has inverted before every current recession, and alarm bells started ringing while that happened on June 13. Research from the Federal Reserve argues that the most widely observed yield curve measure, the distance among yields on the 2-year and the 10-year Treasury notes, doesn't virtually or expecting a whole lot of something. A better gauge is the distance among 3-month and 18-month rates, which has not inverted. What is the bear market link to recession? The current steep inventory sell-off has additionally prompted alarms. 9 of 12 endure markets, or drops of greater than 20%, which have took place when you consider that 1948 have been accompanied by using recessions, in line with Investment Research Corporation CFRA.